Miikshi Cosmic Rays film series is the first miniseries installment in the Miikshi universe. The show follows Miikshi, a quiet, genius scientist sheep, who with the help of her friends and colleagues, find creative and scientific solutions to restore peace and order to the citizens of Mabukiville. With Miikshi as the city's top scientist, life in Mabukiville couldn't be more grand. But in Cosmic Rays, trouble is just starting to boil up to the surface. By using muography, Miikshi and her pals are able to save the day once again. To understand this cutting-edge technology, let's take a deep dive into how muography was used in Miikshi's Cosmic Rays series.
Yeah, well, a lot of people we talked to have never heard of muography. We're the first introduction to it.
I myself, like many people, didn't actually know about muography until working on the show.
Ooh, muons. I think the whole concept is new to a lot of people.
No one that I'd spoken to had ever heard of that. So like people are obviously like interested, and I think it's gonna create a lot of interest in watching this project.
It's really cool because that's what we've been able to explore in these Miikshi films. For example, in the first episode, we talk about how muography is used to locate under the seabed volcanoes, which is a very important real-life application because then you can predict an eruption in a way that you've never been able to before.
My computer's still analyzing the data from my muon detectors.
Your what detectors?
Muon detectors. A muon is a tiny particle made by cosmic rays from space.
Oh?
I'm tracking the time between when the muons hit my reference detectors on Lake Mabuki and the time they hit my receiver detectors on the bottom of the lake.
Huh?
Using those numbers, we can determine if the lake bed has been displaced.
The muography sometimes inspires the story. I mean, for example, in Miikshi Cosmic Rays 3, the idea of Cosmocat made us think, okay, why would Miikshi and Chickalina need to send a totally encrypted message? Well, maybe they're trying to outsmart some villains.
What? Message blocked?
The otters must have decrypted it somehow.
No! Stop decrypting our messages, you stupid otters!
And that sort of got us started on thinking about who these people could be and, why Miikshi and Chickalina were in that situation.
Unread video message.
Hey Miikshi, it's Norm from Nested. Just letting you know, I tried your idea to send a totally encrypted message using muons. You were right, because muons hit the ground at random, I used their arrival times to generate a secret key to encode and decode a message to my roommate upstairs. It worked!
That's it!
Something that I appreciate so much about what Justin was able to do in these films is the beautiful animations.
Animations in these films that explain muography visually, they're one of the hardest parts of this process because they have to be accurate, scientifically accurate to a degree. Of course, it has to be simplified for the audience to a degree. But also it's something that, of course, Professor Tanaka, our colleague and executive producer of the series, he's signing off on it. He's got to make sure, oh yeah, the muons the trajectories are correct and the timing looks right and all that kind of stuff. So it's a really tricky thing to execute. I find it very challenging, but as you said, we have to understand it first. But it's helpful because a lot of this research, Professor Tanaka's papers, the research that's out there, they have visual illustrations. And it does help to start there and go, okay, we're going to put a satellite here and the water here and that kind of thing. And then you build on that and move it, make things animate, and hopefully, it's always that moment when we're sending it to Professor Tanaka and I hope I got it right.
Some of the discoveries affiliated with Miikshi were actually listed in Time Magazine's top 200 inventions for 2023. So hopefully more and more people will be aware of muography and its potential applications.
It's a perfect show to showcase muography because I think something that's entertaining could be educational.
If it's all entertainment, you're missing out on an opportunity. And if it's all educational, then no one's gonna watch.
What I love about Miikshi is that even though she is a shy person, she's not scared to put herself out there, to try something new, and honestly, sometimes to make mistakes. That is probably something that I can learn from.
First and foremost, the ingenuity and the creativity and the prop making and in the camera setups and the art department, and sort of watching this team build all these props. It's sort of an unbelievable thing. People have no idea how small this operation is and how big it looks on screen. It's a huge feat.
Even though things are at a smaller scale because we're working with puppets, the show itself is much bigger than that. If you watch all the action sequences, all the VFX, and all the work that goes into it, and it makes me really proud to say that I've been a part of it.
To make this show is a blend of creativity and chaos.
Always a pleasure to work on something that you know is going to teach a valuable lesson.
Oh my gosh. I wasn't gonna cry, but what is it like to make this show? It's so magical every time to come here with people who are just so dedicated and so talented and so generous, and it's just fun, but it's really just, when it's time to work, it's time to work, and you realize that people are so talented and have come from so many other amazing productions, and the fact that we all get to come together and do this, something magic happens every time, and it's really, really special.
I couldn't agree more.